Welcome to YogiViews, where my guest is yoga itself, through interviewing those who practice it, teach it, sell it, or simply love it. I am Antonio Sausis. Most everyone knows that yoga, as we know it today, primarily came from India, and since spreading in the West, it is taught now by teachers who are usually born in the country that is being taught. Yet, many Indian teachers, either because they're visiting United States or because they live here, are also teaching yoga. And they continue to be loyal to the tradition in one way or another. Today, my guest is precisely an Indian teacher living in United States, and I invited him so he can share with us some of his thoughts and insights about his experience as an Indian teacher in United States. His name is Pradeep Teotia. Welcome, Pradeep.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Born and raised in a small village outside of New Delhi, Pradeep is an internationally certified yoga teacher who draws mostly from his training in India. He has practiced and studied yoga his entire life, starting with his grandmother in his early age. He is known for bringing the roots of yoga alive for modern practitioners through the integration of meditation, yoga philosophy, nature's vitality, spontaneous humor, and joy. Since coming to the West, one of the things that is happening with yoga is that it's being taught exactly as you're saying in yoga studios, gyms, and there are some ashrams.
Yeah.
Which is most the way that you practice in India,
Yes.
the most seriously, in a specific environment that is dedicated to yoga life. Do you think that it has advantages to practice that way, or do you think that it's no different from practicing at a studio?
I think it's the both ways. It's advantage to the normal people, because the ashram sometimes is so nice. You can take a weekend off, and you just go. So most of the places are like this. You are not allowed to use your phones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have a certain time you have to wake up, and then you meditate, and then you chant, and then you do asana, then you have food, then you do karma yoga, selfless service, then you again have the asana practice, and then your dinner, and then you night meditation. So basically, that if for a couple of days going there and stay away from all the stimulation, I think it's good for the recharge.
Mm-hmm.
But also the studio is beneficiary because we live in like our everyday life.
Yes.
So studio are really nice because there is a certain place when we go to the studio and practice there. So there's a teacher there, or there's an instructor there to guide us.
Mm-hmm.
Because self practice is very challenging and inspiring.
Yes.
You have to like inspire yourself to do the self practice. But when we go to a group class in a studio and somebody is guiding, it's so easy because we are just following what they are allowing us, they're telling us. So it's so nice. It's also inspiring because a lot of people, good people around you. So the people are doing nice, their bodies are so amazing. So that's inspiring. Oh, like one day I will do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think the both ways is benefit.
Yeah.
Going to the monastery, having the experience, the monastery life for a couple of days. Maybe sometimes people go like take a week off. I think it's good. It's a great time. But keeping the practice like every day or like few times in a week is amazing to go to the studios.
Yes. And what about in terms of having or not having a guru? Because a lot of practitioners in the West don't have an easy time accepting that someone can tell them how life is or how it goes. And the modern society is a little bit more, well, I know, I have my experience, I have my own way, my truth is what matters. And then we have the others that say, the guru is very valuable, he's teaching you. I remember a little bit ago I asked Swami Sita from the yoga farm what was the advantage, and she said, well, it's like you have a buffet and you want to eat it all, but the guru knows exactly what you eat, so he's going to choose the food for you, he's going to put it in a plate, and she said if it's a good guru, he's going to spoon feed you.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I think it's you can say a guru or a teacher. I think it's the same thing. I use more the word teacher. Teacher is like it's a guide who guide us to the path of light. Guru take us from the meaning of basically the two words gu and ru. They take us from darkness to the light. The guru means. So same thing with the teacher. Whoever take us from darkness to the light is the teachers. So they knows, they sees you. Like basically finding a teacher is kind of not so hard, but couple of things are very like.
But let me clarify something. What you're naming through a teacher, you're not talking about the regular instructor at your local yoga studio.
No.
So what are you? You're naming what we usually name guru in yoga. You're preferred to call him a teacher, but it's a spiritual guide as well.
Spiritual guide.
I see.
Spiritual guide as well. But what is really amazing about what they basically really look in a student? They look patience, like have to because the practice it's also they also see the a discipline. If they say to you middle of the night, okay, get up and bring a glass of water, it's not they are giving you hard time or they are like they don't love you. Basically they want to know when you get the light, how you carry the light. So like how you carry that light. If you take that practice for your own sake, become a selfish, or you take the light to help people. So the guru like will take you from darkness to the light.
So he's testing you in a way.
He's testing the patience. Like you, if you get this practice, is really, can you hold the space? Can you really hold the practice? So it's a little bit, because grew up in like Indian that tradition. It's kind of easier because you hear those stories from like their thousand year olds, like stories about Lord Rama, stories about Krishna, about their teacher, about the Dronacharya who taught his Pandavas, and then like all these stories are coming. So it's kind of easier. But here, because we have a lot of influence from media, people like, oh, I know this, because nowadays you can Google it and everything is there. So you don't need anybody.
Yes. Well, and that is even taken to the extreme of yoga online, where you pay your monthly fee, you have a bunch of teachers, you select what you want, or it's on demand. Well, do you think it's also valid, a good idea? Do you have any experience? Do you have classes online?
No, I don't. For me, I think it's a little bit harder to see that, because I think it's hard to focus that, because you are looking something like a TV. So
Yeah.
Because in class you have to pay attention, because you have to listen the teacher.
Yes, but you can go inwards and
you can go inwards.
Feel
you can feel it, and really there is a presence of a teacher. There is the light of a teacher is like instructor is walking around, so you can really feel it in the room, and all people are walking around. But if the people feel benefit from that, and they have their schedule doesn't allow to go to the classes, I think it's a good idea to do that too.
Now, as it came to the West, also yoga mixed with different disciplines. So the acrobats took yoga, now is acro yoga. The weightlifters took yoga, now is power yoga. What do you think about those merges, those combinations?
I'm happy the way the people are happy about. I'm not criticizing any kind of yoga, but we try so many things. Like when I was a kid, I remember after I grown up, I tried going to gym also, I tried to run also, I tried to lift weight, everything. But there was always something that was missing. Like there was a less quiet inside me. So I would just keep looking and okay, I can do this, I can do this. And when I start doing more yoga, there's a subtle change I find in myself. I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. Like I don't have to go anywhere, and I have to look.
Like a sense of contentment or fulfillment.
Fulfillment, like I you know. So we tried like there is everything is yoga.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the way I said everything is yoga, so we try to do. Some people are going, but the beauty about, like, we all take in the different paths.
Yes.
Like, you know, when we go to a monastery or a yoga studio or a yoga festival, some people drive, some people bike, some people come to the flight, some people are coming from the east, some people from here, but the purpose is the same, to doing yoga. So any path we took, purpose is the same, is like going to finding that peace of mind, and that's we all, I think that's we all are looking for.
A little bit like what Swami Satchitananda used to say, one truth, many paths.
Yes, one truth, many paths. Definitely, that's true.
Many paths.
Yeah, like, you know.
So whatever path you take shall take you there, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, like you can hold your ear this way, or you can hold your this way.
Yeah.
It's just holding the ear. If some people are flexible there in shoulders, they can hold the ear this way.
Yeah.
Some people are a little bit less flexible than shoulder, they can just hold the ear this way.
Yeah.
But just holding the ear. So whatever path you take, it's the purpose is to going to the same, like you know, going to the finding that the path of spirituality. And
Yeah.
it's different for everybody.
Now, Pradeep, for example, in terms of this context in which you're playing yoga as the search or the self-inquiry about the self and the inner silence and the divinity within, one very interesting feature that is not that well developed in the West, even though it is the yoga competitions.
Yeah.
And on one hand, they are very resisted by a number of people because they say yoga should not be competitive, yoga is not, yet there are those competitions.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, in India, they are way more popular.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? How do we integrate this with what you're
I think
saying?
if you see from the very, very long far, the way the culture is and the way the yoga is practiced, there was no really distractions around. There was a rarely electricity in the villages, and there was no television. There was no radios. So what people do, people really very dedicated to the practice. So and practice start very young age there. So those kids is spending the time on a TV, then they're spending the time to doing that spiritual practice. So their bodies become so strong, and when they go, so the competition of yoga is there. Was the kids, basically you take the kids, and there was a kind of fun part. Like, you know, they can have a kind of like going to the little festival where all the kids can meet, but also they can show the art.
Yes.
The art of their own, like art of their own bodies without using anything from outside.
Yes.
Like, you know, you don't have to take a like pill about for like being more flexible or eat something different, but just using your own body and doing the practice. So what that does, also that make the kids stronger, make the kids flexible, and also make the kids self-confident. You know, so there was no purpose to really winning that
correct.
The whole festival, but you go in front of people, and how you stand in front of people.
Yes.
How you perform yourself in front of the people.
Yes.
And same thing, like if you see a yoga instructor teaching a class, how you perform there.
Yes, because it's performance.
It's a performance.
It's a performance.
It's
No doubt
like, you
about
know.
that.
So when you start doing that from childhood, I think it's a better way. But when you grow up, then you are like a confident person. So you can really like stand up really strongly.
Now you just said something important, which is that perhaps the aim of the competition is not necessarily winning the prize, but competing.
Yeah.
And in competing, practicing. Which is an ancient noble value that we say it's not about winning, it's about competing. But the truth is that in the West we want to win. And you see sometimes people are, you know, second place, and you think, my God, it's amazing what they can do, and they're not happy because it's second place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they cry. Yeah.
That's true.
And so these competitions somehow are influencing in a way child development.
Yes.
Do you think that's the same purpose in the West?
I think because here we are a little bit more like a kind of competitive people. Like we just see, we kind of have a little bit less joy when we try to go in those competition and start to competing with people. Like it's like more is like it's about like I want to be there, I want to do that. It's not about like I want to just show my art. If we won, it's fine. If we don't won, it's fine too.
Yes.
But I did best from me. I think that's the attitude should be. Like if we won, it's great. If we don't, then we should be happy too.
Yes.
You know?
Have you ever won a yoga competition?
Yeah, you definitely. Like, you know, like if you have 10 people in your class and you have 500 people in your class, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because the matter is we are going to serve people. 10 come or 50 come or 5 come.
Yeah.
The purpose shouldn't not change.
Yes.
The purpose is it's the same. 5 came.
Yeah.
I'm going to do best, because we can do best to 5 than 500.
Yeah.
Because the 5 we can correct them, we can pay attention more, and we can see them if there's something is not alignment is right. So we can come and we can correct that. So I think it's better to have that attitude, and if we have that attitude, we always grow. The growth is always there.
Yeah.
Because if you serving 1 with the same heart, you're serving the 100 with the same heart, because then you have 100 tomorrow, you'll be the same.
Yeah.
And you have 1, and then like basically the way they say, like you will not be unhappy or unsatisfied, because your expectations,
Yes.
it's I'm going to teach a class.
Yes.
I'm not going to count people.
Exactly. Yes.
My job is not
And to the point that the some gurus say, and if no one shows up, then you teach it to yourself.
then you teach it to yourself. Then you just practice hour and a half.
Then you practice for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a beautiful concept. One of the things that yoga says and that these traditions express is that we shall live a life of non-attachment.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think it's realistic?
I think as a human being, I think this is my own
Yes.
opinion. I think we never be 100% non-attachment, because we have emotions. We not just a flesh of bones and meat, or just not the body. We have those emotions, and emotions are amazing. So when we have emotions and we feel it, then we get attached. But sometimes we get too attached and we get hurt.
Yeah.
Then next time we have to remember, I want to do best, but I will not be content about. Like, you know, if this goes, then I'll be happy. But I don't think so. We never be unattached with
No.
like, you know.
You were mentioning earlier about yoga festivals, which we know in India are big, and they're mostly about yoga.
Yeah.
But ever since coming to the West, yoga has mixed in festivals with all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And we have music and yoga, dance and yoga, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
How do you enjoy, and you teach at some
Yeah.
of those festivals, how do you enjoy that? What's your experience there?
I think it's quite nice to see, like there many people are coming to like going to the one thing is basically, if you see there all other words come after, they're like this yoga festival. So the music is the second thing, or all other aspects is the yoga festival. So the people, we all come to the yoga, and that, like, the music is part of yoga.
Yeah.
Like Nada yoga.
Kirtan and Nada yoga.
Yeah. Like yoga of sound.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the part. So it's really nice to combine that, because there's a many people enjoy satsang and chanting and kirtan as much as we enjoy the physical part.
Yeah, true.
So being with those people to experience that, and being also in the physical part, and have all the people together, I think it's a great way to raise the consciousness of human being, to have the experience of the yoga of sound, kirtan, chanting, or singing, and also the same time is the physical part of yoga. So that take us to the same place, like when we have really nice a concert, a nice music concert, and sometime when we go and they in the end they play something really like a fulfilling the heart, and there's a silence and the quietness. So they take us to the same place of being quiet.
Yeah. Now, some of those yoga, for example, yoga and music festivals, they separate a little bit the music part. And so, for example, let's say at night there's big DJs and big bands and with big names, and there are some people that get their tickets, come to that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you think that by mixing in that way, yoga gets more people, more that some of those music lovers would try yoga because they're in that festival, or not?
Oh, definitely.
You think so?
Definitely, because you know, when they come to when they come to the dance party, definitely happen. People have a conversation with somebody dancing around them, and they're like, hey, like, so you came for the music? And they're like, no, I'm in the part of the festival. And I did the yoga classes today, and I did this class with that, and that was really nice. And then somebody's like, oh, I'm just for the music, and they're like, you should try it tomorrow. And then I think it's people come for that when they hear this is like, so then the people get benefit from those, and then once they started, then they start growing and growing and growing.
What do you think is yoga's future?
It's infinite.
Infinite. But my question is related to the fact that when something is a fashion, then it's substituted by another fashion icon or object or trend. Yoga is definitely in fashion in this moment in the West. Do you think it's going to go and then some other physical technique is going to come, or do you think that this means that all these yogis that are now yogis will continue to be yogis?
I think it will stay. I think it will grow. I think practice will grow, because people are benefiting from this holistic approach. People are benefiting from not to having too much from outside, just using their own bodies, and just to sit down and close their eyes and try to quieting their mind, and also like learning about themselves, and like doing the selfless service. The karma yoga is really nice part. You see a lot of people are helping to the lot of peoples without even wanting anything back. I think it will grow.
It's going to grow.
It's grow, because people are knowingly or unknowingly.
Yes, knowingly or unknowingly. Yes, I understand.
Doing yoga, like, you know.
Yes.
It's if like I see this way, if there's a older person or there's a blind person on the one cross the street, and there's a one person stay there and hold their hand and help them to cross the street, is yoga.
Yeah.
It's helping.
It's
so
union,
I think
it's service.
It's
connection.
like, and also selfless service. Like stay there, allow them to one corner to take the other part of the street or a road, and then so I think will grow, because the human nature connection is start slowly growing.
Yeah.
So I think yoga is helping a lot.
You have mentioned a number of important principles and effects of yoga and aspects of yoga. If you were to pinpoint one teaching that you think is important for the world today, what would that teaching be?
Kindness.
Kindness.
I think we should be more kind. We should be less judgmental.
That's judgment.
You know, They should be less judgmental.
And yoga develops kindness.
Yeah, yoga develops kindness. So Mahatma Gandhi says the kindness is the most amazing weapon
Yeah.
in the world. If somebody slap you one
Yeah.
cheek, you put another cheek.
Mm.
Because there's something will suddenly change and the person become kind.
Well, and he accomplished quite a bit
Yeah,
with
he
that.
did. he
with
so I
that
think
idea.
it's the
And in the scope of this mix, or let's put it in this way, yoga came from India, is developing beautifully here. Do you think it's gonna go back to India renewed, or no? What do you think? You know, do you think that at some point all these Western yoga teachers are gonna go to India, or yoga itself with the acro yoga and the other yoga? Do you see it going back to India and Indians?
No, it's not.
Do you see it happening anytime soon?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there is not so much there's not so much exploration of like people don't travel from India. A lot of people don't really travel, not have a luxury to travel, and then you can go and every yoga festival and that. And basically the generations are very strict to the traditional practice. So they're really very hard to kind of
Incorporate this.
incorporate that.
Pradeep, if people want to get in touch with you,
Yeah.
how can they do that?
If people want to get in touch with me, they can touch with me through my website.
What is your website?
My website is www.pradeep, my name, and yoga.com. So they have my regular classes. I teach here in Bay Area, in San Francisco and Oakland, and also where I'm traveling. So they can see those on my event page. So all the information is
Good. Well, I thank you for joining us today and for sharing with us your expertise and your insights about your life as a teacher here. My guest today is Pradeep Teotia. Born and raised in a small village outside of New Delhi, Pradeep is an international certified yoga teacher who draws mostly from his training in India. He has practiced and studied yoga his entire life, starting with his grandmother in his early age. He is known for bringing the roots of yoga alive for modern practitioners through the integration of meditation, yoga philosophy, nature's vitality, spontaneous humor, and joy. I hope you like our show today. And if you care to let me know, shoot me an email at antonio@yogiviews.com. I look forward to seeing you the next time.